Froggy, I have bad news.
Are we out of dumplings?
No. You're being replaced.
What?
I found a better companion.
Does he have a knife?
No, he's got everything.
Aw, he looks so cute.
That's right. Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show today for what? For Kung Fu Season 3, Episode 4. And joining me, as always, for now at least, is Froggy.
Hi! I'm a frog.
Yes, you are. If you had told me that this week's episode was going to be this week's episode, I would not have believed you.
Yes, it's hard to believe that we've seen this story before previously on a Marvel Disney show, but it was actually written a whole lot better by the Kung Fu writers.
Yes,
on this show and acted well. Holy Tololi or I don't know, cannoli.
No cannolis. This
yeah, but I want to point out though, this all could have been avoided if it wasn't for Nikki Shen.
She was craving food, Froggy. She was hungry.
Yes. So let's jump right into the plot here.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy, we get, and then everything's going on, and they're supposed to have the grand opening of the restaurant, and yes. Even the dad's getting into it. We get this awesome shot right here again. He's got a little dumpy. He made it himself. He's gonna go play it outside. It's going great. And then basically like the store ends up, the restaurant ends up getting vandalized. There's a note saying "Do not open." They're threatened.
None of that matters. You know what matters, Froggy?
Yes, because this show went from great to downright evil.
Despicable. Look at fucking Mr. Dumpy. That's one. Mr. Dumpy right there. Little Dumpy.
Oh. And I want to point out it was me alone because he'll never be my replacement.
You killed Little Dumpy?
No.
That's what I thought. There's no way.
I hired someone to kill him.
Oh, no. Okay, so this episode really centers around Nikki trying to figure out who's doing this, who is attacking their restaurant, the family. So, because they leave a note later on whenever she's going to grab the lobsters, a knife in her wheel. It has a note saying that basically, don't open. I'm warning you. And she's saying, this is all about me. This is definitely going to be one of my old foes. And they go ahead and they pass through some theories. And we touch on some older episodes. Althea goes to visit, what's his name? Crud.
On the show, his name's Leaf on this show, but everybody knows him better as Gabriel from Supernatural.
Indeed. Yes.
Phenomenal actor. I just nearly screamed when I saw him because that's how great this guy is. He's a great comedian, great actor on presence. He just brings joy to this show. Not that there already wasn't any joy, but every time I see this guy, it's like Christmas. Because make him a permanent, man. I want to be a show regular. He could be her sidekick.
Meanwhile, Nikki goes ahead and checks on
her old clothes. Yeah, basically her old clothes. Finds them having in a support group. Remember I said She-Hulk had a support group. And they basically they had their own support group going on. It was led by Abomination. This one's led by the Drake from season 1, I believe, right?
Yes, the end of it.
Who had his own dojo. Turned out, and she exposed it for what it is, being a fake fraud. He's leading all the girl that basically Althea's friend's daughter. their niece or Henry's niece. Yes,
all these villains are one-offs. Mostly you brush them aside. You don't think about them.
Even Benny, which she forgets his name from this season.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, it's justice for Benny. But no. So because she was there, she couldn't get back on the door. It was locked. She sneaked through. She knocked something over. They noticed her, and then she's trying to basically
a very entertaining fight.
Yes, very awkwardly. She's trying to get out, and the girl's like, you know what? I'm gonna beat her ugly face. And Nikki's like, what? That's not nice. And they basically all take on her one at a time instead of bum rushing her, which they should have done. Yeah. So Nikki picks the crap out of him. The funniest part is that Drake thinks he's the one that was leading them into basically getting over their discretions, but he decides, you know what, he wants a piece of Nikki too, and all we see is Nikki just walking out the door the next second.
Yeah,
he basically going to play the clip, sound clip of like cats and dogs fighting and stuff hung over, because Nikki was through with him, just like she's probably through with Henry.
And it ultimately comes down to Miss Shen. She finds a note left there by one of the applicants, because from the night before, it's the first few minutes. There are chefs there applying to be a line cook.
Yeah, they each had to make their own dumpling, and because, well, Nikki decided she was hungry, she grabbed one, the first one she grabbed, and then she spread it out. As you look at on both of our Twitter accounts, we shared that picture of beautiful Olivia Ling, making that yucky face. Adorable. Yes. So basically, the young girl, chef, Tracy, saw this. Her heart was crushed. She decided to go into basically like crazy squirrel rage mode. They chased her around the restaurant. She's throwing things down, destroying things. She threw the expensive wine bottle they're going to open. No, his dad had been saving for a special occasion. She throws it. It bounces off the cage.
Lobster tank.
The lobster tank. And at first you're like, oh, thank goodness it didn't break. And then it breaks. But before that, we get to see the crash cam. It was really cool because she was pushing the lobster tank around first, and you get to see all the family members jump out away one by one.
I just gotta go ahead and say
it was chaos. It was great.
It was hilarious.
Yes,
this episode is quite literally nothing.
Yes.
There's
from start to beginning, it's hilarious. The basically,
I mean, plot wise
is great too. I mean, Althea is learning how to do stuff. How to move on. Henry is basically he's adjusting to being what he wants to get back with Nikki, but Nikki's kind of been ghosting her new boyfriend Bo, who don't know.
Their conversation has fizzled out.
Yes, but the cool thing is that we get to see the main man, Dennis.
Yeah,
awesome actor. I love him. I wish he's on more. She's more part of the Scooby-Doo gang, because that was great with the whole the episode with Alfie in a car, which was involved as a callback to that. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but
no. You're right. See, there's a lot of fun in this episode. There's a lot of fun to be had. It's a very light episode, and we've had episodes like that before. This is what you would call a filler episode, yes. But it's so much fun. If you're not having fun, I don't know what's wrong with you.
I agree. I couldn't call it a filler episode because the fact it actually, even though it didn't really advance the plot, it did deal with everything that's going on. And because we had up to this point, the past couple of episodes have been kind of high tension,
Yeah, but it was the main plot that we're heading towards was being progressed. This lightly touches upon it with what's her name? Her Shifu. Yes, her Shifu. Yeah. Nikki Shifu, and dealing with Zhao, who might still be within. Seems that she is. And it touches upon that, but it's not truly progressed at all. Henry is there, but he's not actually dealing with any of the information that he's gathered and how it affects him. So it's filler in the overall plot, but honestly, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
So there's a little side mission here, a little side plot going on with Ryan and his boyfriend, the chef. They're trying to they basically, as he talked to Althea ever since, he basically, they talked to give him a little more space in his apartment, that they've been kind of competing to see who his better boyfriend is. You can see Althea is like, it's like, basically, he's like, you did this, and Althea kind of got grossed out a little bit. She's basically like, well, basically because it's for her brother, too much information.
I don't even know that.
But yes, but we do learn that he basically, I forgot who he's talking to at first. He called up Dennis at the bar. That's where we get Dennis from. And he asked, I need help on information. Like, what kind of gift I should get, for him. He's like, he's a chef. He's like, well, I could get him a fork. No, Ryan. Oh. So what does Ryan do better? He says, I'll get him a knife. Which his mom later on comments like, you got him a knife? That's bad luck. He's like, I'll throw a penny in. It'll be good luck. But the knife he's supposed to be getting, he basically is that one that his boyfriend had been talking about. It's a really cool, rare, expensive knife. It's only made in Japan, and over in, I believe, Japan, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, and it takes a couple days to be shipped here, but they found one online, so they decided to meet up with this guy who's kind of shady. He's got his Gran Torino behind him, and he's like, "Well, I want the knife." He's like, "Wait, you're a doctor. Well, this price goes up." This is where it gets hilarious because he said, I was with the dog. My wife's out of town. A dog swallowed my ring. And I need to get the ring out because otherwise, I don't want to take the dog to the vet because she'll ask questions about the stitches. He's like, you got delicate fingers. If you can get the ring out of the dog, the knife, I'll give the knife to you. So Dennis is at this point ready to leave because he's grossed out. But Ryan wants to one up his boyfriend. Well, we don't see him, and there's no mention of his hands stinking like poop. But we know he got the. We
know what he did. We know what he did.
This leads to basically the knife being involved in the fight with Tracy. Basically coming in, she had knocked over the lily, the peace lily that they originally got from the I guess name's Melanie. She's the other competing dumpling place, who they thought that originally was the one that basically trashed place because she was a red herring. She had said, "I hope nothing else goes wrong."
Most of them are red herrings. All of them are
it's great. It's great though because most people think like, "Oh, walking their show like this, we know what's going to happen." I was guessing too. I was wrong. But I said so. Basically, Tracy destroys the place. Meanwhile, we have Carrie. I believe her name is right.
The woman who's been helping out.
The corporate lady.
Oh yes.
Yes.
She walks in. She sees the disaster and says, "We have an hour, so we need to get this in order."
But and Carrie, I want to point out though, because you cut me off. Carrie is actually also from Supernatural, so we have 2 Supernatural cast members on the show tonight.
Well, it is the CW, and they're all in Canada. It makes sense.
They're all in cahoots.
That's right. They're all in cahoots. The only other thing to touch upon is, oh no, what's his name? What's Nikki's dad's name?
Mr. Chan. Oh.
Mr. Chen. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen. He's dealing with his new job as Shen. My apologies. He's dealing with his new job helping
campaign. The campaign. Yes. He's basically going around, supposed to hand out shirts and get people to sign up. Yep. But he kept getting. Apparently, they're watching because he kept getting phone alerts saying, "Hey, keep moving. You're supposed to get 100 people." But instead, he does his own way because he sees a woman who basically says, "I'm not going to vote for this person because look at the garbage list. They haven't picked up garbage." So he decides, you know what? How about I help you and we'll take care of this. And he gets in trouble later on, not from the candidate, but whoever's helping the candidate. And because he did not meet his full quota and he turned his phone off.
Yeah. And you know what? It happens at the end here?
It works on his benefit.
Yeah, his boss goes ahead and says, "Well, because of what you did, some association is now throwing their hat towards him. They're going ahead and putting him up as their candidate, and that's the impact that he has because he is a major figure in the community.
And also the other part is that because people got his wife got food splash on her from the whole thing with Tracy. He gave her all his campaign shirts. They're all wearing the campaign shirts at the opening, and that is his campaign. The candidate happened to walk in and see this, and he's really impressed by it. And he said, "This is why I hired you, because you have all the fresh ideas. You did all this, the restaurant too. Yeah.
So all this is pretty much happy.
It's a happy episode. What we need more of on television."
Well, yeah, and next week it will be back to the drama, of course. But that's fine because that's also going along with the plot.
Henry shows up at the very end. He sits down. He looks at Nikki, but instead he goes and talks to Ryan and all them,
the family.
And then Nikki messes with her boyfriend Bo and says, "I missed you," and he says, "I missed you too." And that's all we know.
And Froggy threw up.
But there's also one big thing that happened. Althea has now joined the firm with Evan. As investigator.
Indeed. Which will be interesting to see.
And next week, we got a little preview. Even though we have a clip here, but basically it's doing more where they're going to, since Nikki Shifu is Zhao anyways, or I forget what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, they're going to do an exorcism on her to get rid of Zhao. And it looks like they're going to have one of those inner body dream battles over basically who controls the body. So I'm really excited for that. Because I feel like they're kind of ignoring that plot. I'm like, just get to it, get it over with. I'm also, why does Henry was given this power? He's now the compass. What new abilities does he have? Because so far he said he doesn't feel this. He feels the same.
Yep. So we're going to have to touch upon that next week.
Will the compass play into helping Shifu, or what a bigger plot they have for this? As I say, if you haven't watched this show, go back and watch it from season 1 all the way to season 3. The writers, these are the writers that we love. CW has a lot of bad shows over the years. These writers really understand the fans. They know what we want. They make it enjoyable. Like I said, this is one of my favorite CW shows, along with Superman and Lois and right now Winchesters and Stargirl. So
I mean, to be honest, there's not too much outside of these shows that we watch, and so it's safe to say that it is one of my favorites.
Like I said, and that's the reason why they're one of the 4 pillars of the CW right now.
There you go. All right. Well, we want to thank you so much. We want to hear your thoughts. If you're watching it, leave a comment down below. If you're not, you should go watch it. Seriously. It's worth your time. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the video. We are going to be doing more reviews, so be on the lookout for that. And if you can, check out the Ko-Fi. We do readings. We have a lot of fun with those. No, we haven't had one in a bit, but we're going to, again, this Friday. But that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
I want dumplings now.
Little Dumpy.
No!